Okay, let's start.
Hello everyone, my name is Renata. Welcome to the first session of the new MBSE webinar series. Today's topic is working with models in a collaborative environment, and the session will demonstrate how team members can access, review or modify the same project at the same time using central repository. We will show how to compare different project versions, analyze dependencies between projects, and will briefly introduce you to the publishing and reviewing environment, as well as the new generation server for collaboration ideas in the near future. The session will be hosted by Rokas Batkevičius, Senior Solution Architect at NoMagic. Rokas is the solution architect for software engineering with more than 10 years of experience in software development. He is an OMG certified UML professional and an OMG certified expert in BPM. If you have any questions during this presentation, please ask them in the chat window. After the presentation, Rokas will answer some of them live here. Due to the limited time, other questions will be answered later and published with a link to a video of this recorded webinar. The presentation will take approximately 50 minutes and the question-answer session about 10 minutes. So, Rokas, are you ready to start?
I think yes. Thank you, Renata, for introduction. And first of all, I would like to thank you for your time and an investigation for 1 hour. Good morning to US side and good afternoon for Europe and Asia. So as Renata introduced already, today we will have the webinar based on the ideas of how we can work with models in the collaborative environment, in the environment which is provided by NoMagic Solutions. So the agenda looks following, and first of all, we will have a look to Teamwork Server. Maybe a lot of you already knows and you are using the Teamwork Server. Then we will go to project usage maps, so just to discover how many projects and how these projects are connected in the Teamwork Server. So we can see the tools implemented for that. Then I will introduce also the new functionality, actually, let's say redesigned functionality for comparing the different project versions, which is coming with Magic Draw version 18.2, and it has also the nice visual comparer, so for the diagrams. Then we will have short introductions and also bringing you ideas of how you can work in a collaborative way with your teams, entire organization. So we will have a look to publishing and review environment, which is also as a new environment for our users, as it calls the tool Cameo Collaborator. And then I will give you some ideas for the future, just to think and maybe plan already to move to the new generation Teamwork Server, which calls Cameo Enterprise Data Warehouse. So as Renata mentioned, so if you have any questions, just write to the questions area, and we will try to answer these questions after presentation, and also the other questions will be answered or provided to you after the session. Okay, so let's start from the first part, where I would like just to give you an idea about the collaborative environment at NoMagic. So first of all, I think a lot of you already saw that slide, maybe if you had any trainings or workshops with us, but just here's an idea. So which domains the NoMagic is covering. So like if we talk about the system engineering, what is our focus, MBSE, we can have also the software engineering part, so describing the software architecture, system architectures, enterprise architecture, and the business processes in the same modeling and collaboration environment. So today I will present you the collaboration environment. That means all models from the different areas, they can be managed in that collaboration environment, we can be shared, we can be reviewed also in the same environment. So this is also one of the advantages. So if you have not only the engineers working, let's say the SysML, system modeling language, but also you have some software architects working with UML, let's say, or the business people who are working with business processes. So you can share, you can work together in the same collaborative environment. So we will start from the teamwork server, and in the teamwork server, I will give some very short introduction, and I think you know already a lot of them. This is our out of the box solution, and the solution working since old versions of Magic Draw, and the idea is of the teamwork server as a centralized repository is similar to the version control system, which is actually the file based in the teamwork server context, and it has the centralized repository where you can work in central way with your projects. As actually it means that all your teams, so we can work with the same project at the same time. Of course, there are also the controlled access for the projects. That means, let's say, the requirements engineers. So they are working and providing the requirements in the project, and this project is for them is available as a read-write mode. But for others who are, let's say, describing that requirements in the details already, designing the solution, so we can just read this information. So it's the idea is that you can even control the access to specific models. So and then, of course, we have possibility to create the branches. So there's a branching functionality where you can have, let's say, your baseline project, and then you are working on a new version which you don't know at the moment, so it will be approved or not. So maybe some changes will be approved, some of them not, and then later on, so you want to go back to the baseline, so that's using the merging functionality. Actually, every version which you commit to the teamwork server, it has the history, so you can add the comments and to review history of your projects. As usual, so for bigger organizations, that's very important to have the idea of the single sign-on implementation. So, and in our case, so we supporting a LDAP solution, and they use the companies so who can work with LDAP. So we can just configure Magic Draw teamwork server and have access for all users without any other additional work. So how it looks when we start working with the teamwork server. So just the typical way of working with the server. So you open the project, then you log components or elements for editing. So it could be the package, it could be entire the package, the whole information, or only specific diagram with its elements. The user A, I'm talking now about the user A. So, and the user A, so he can edit, after logging the elements, he can edit only this information which is logged. And then the other users, if we are opening the same project, so at that moment they are not able to log or to work with information, with elements which are logged already by client A. So, and after making changes, the user A, so it unlocks the file, the elements while he's committing to the server, the new version, and after this commit, so the users they are able to update the projects and they can get the new version. So that means we can get the changes from teamwork server, and during that time. So let's say they are working with the other area, with a specific architecture area, and then we are getting updates for requirements. Okay, so for the demo, we will use the Cameo Systems Modeler, which is as a rebranded product. So for MBSE users, especially because it supports the SysML, and it has also the simulation functionality built in. So for this demo, we will use Cameo Systems Modeler. Let me switch to the Systems Modeler and start with the Teamwork Server. So first thing is the menu. So if we have a Cameo Systems Model opened, or let's say Magic Draw opened, just we should use the Collaborate menu. And through this Collaborate menu, so we can access all the functionality which is related with Teamwork Server. So first of all, what we need to do is log in to the server. I will log in with my name at the moment to the Magic Draw Teamwork Server. And at the bottom, you can see the status that Rokas so is logged in server. And there is a server name also and my username. So now, what's happening now? So from the Collaborate menu, you can see that some menus are already enabled. And in this case, so what I can do here is I will give you a short overview. So we have a projects menu and users menu. So we have two main menus. Let's say when you want to discover what kind of projects you have in your Teamwork Server, and the other perspective is what users are already in Teamwork Server, and what kind of access rights they have for the specific projects. So that means we have two perspectives. So from a project's perspective and from the user's perspective. Of course, the more interesting perspective is the project's perspective, because we want to open some specific project. So if I select the projects menu, I can see the list of projects. One thing which is important to know that let's say in your company you have like 100 projects, but when you open the projects menu, you see only 20. What does it mean? That means that you don't have the access rights to view all the projects, and also you are not assigned to other projects. So that's just for your information, because sometimes I'm getting also questions from users, so why I cannot see. I know that there are more projects than one. Good. So here's a list of projects which can be also grouped by category. So we have one level category grouping. So that means so we can have the category and assign move to that category projects. But there is only one level. So, and there is possibility, of course, to switch off these categories and just group other projects by name. So if you're looking for a specific name of a project, I'm usually using the categories because it's better ordered, and usually we are working with specific categories and looking for projects in these categories. Okay, so then as a typical user, so what I need to do, so I need to open a project. And when I select the project which I want to open, I can go select this project and then click Open Menu. So it's the same like opening the projects from the Collaborate Open Project menu. So what's happening now is that I'm opening the project which was committed already to the Teamwork Server before this webinar. So I was playing with the project and showing for you, preparing for you some versions. And this is the reason why on the top we see version number. So here's showing the version number of this project. So that means so we have version number 10. And now when we start working with a project. So first of all, what we need to do, so we should lock information which we want to edit. The gray color is showing actually that this packages and this structure is read-only. So the same you can see on the diagrams. You see there is in the brackets it's written read-only. So that means that we need, first of all, we need to lock the diagram, entire diagram or entire package. There are a couple ways. So one way is just like you say for your colleagues, okay, I'm working now with a logical model. So from the context menu, right click, you go to the lock, and then you can say, okay, lock elements for edit recursively. So that means there will be locked all the elements which are inside that package, so recursively. And then I would be able to edit all of them. But in this case, in current situation, what I need to do is that I want to edit only this diagram and the content of this diagram. So this is the reason why I will show the second approach. Second approach, which we can access, how we can access the locking functionality. So if I have a diagram and I say from context menu lock diagram, I can say lock diagram for edit. If I choose lock diagram for edit, I can move the shapes, I can move the lines, etc. But I cannot make changes for the specific element. So this is the reason why I'm choosing usually the lock activity recursively. So that means the entire diagram also. If I select this lock activity recursively, what's happening is, let me select the element in containment tree. You can see that there are the list of elements which are locked by my user. So my user is displayed here. We have also the lock view, which is available, if you don't see in the tabs, which is available under the window menu. So there is a lock view, and in this lock view you can see, you can filter by users also who has locked information, and then you can see which information is locked by specific user. Good. So I will do just a very small change because you know already how to model the information, etc. So it's how to model the diagram. So I won't focus here a lot, but just I will create the activity final, and let's say that I want to change. I want to add one more state for the state machine. By the way, so this project which I'm using for the demo is based on the automotive sample. So, and talking about this is describing the development of the hybrid gas or electric powered sport utility vehicle, so SUV. And in this case, so we have the states for a high voltage battery. And let's say that I want to add one more state here, like discharging. Let me add that state. So again, from the context menu, then I will say lock state machine recursively. And then all the toolbars, they are already available for me. And let me create one more state. Discharging, connect. Let's say from charging to discharging. Of course, we need to add the signals, etc., but not in this webinar. So let's say that the changes which I wanted to make for this version already done, and then I go. I need to commit the project. So how to do that? I go to Collaborate, and then commit changes to server. By the way, if you are working, let's say the whole day with your project, so you can save project locally with the teamwork information, make changes, and then commit, let's say at the end of the day or before lunch or after lunch. There is one note that if you save a project locally, so with teamwork information, you will be able to edit only that information which is locked. So just for you to know. Okay, let's commit changes to the server. And by the way, so if you are committing a lot and then you want to get the comment from the history, so you can choose the history button, and then you can say, okay, so let's choose this comment for review. And this button, the checkbox keep locks is actually in order to say, so do you want to keep locks which you made already, or you want to release them in and to give the possibility for your colleagues to make changes for that information which was locked. So at the moment I keep that unchecked, keep locks. That means the locks will be released. Okay, committing to the new version, to the server, getting the new version, and then you can see there is a version number 11. So the way how we work is done, and now let's go to the other part, and let's see from the user's perspective. So if I select the users, I'm getting the list of users who are available in this Teamwork server, in my Teamwork server. And for example, so I was connected as Rokas, and here I have my permission. So it is displayed which projects are assigned to me, and here we have a list of different permissions at system level and at project level. What does it mean? At system level, all the permissions are, let's say, if they are selected, that means it works for all projects, entire the Teamwork server. And if we have a project specific, then it's depending on the project. Let me select the other user, for example, Darius, and it depending on the project, let's say he has the different rights. Like for example, for this MBSE automotive conceptual and logical model, he's not able to edit project. So there's edit model is not checked. And for example, the cruise control or company structure, etc. So for other projects, he has ability to edit them, not only read. So, and this is the list, and of course you can get the list of projects if you have permissions to assign that, and then you can assign, let's say, to specific user, you can assign the other projects as well. So that's typical way how more administrators are working. So I don't want to focus a lot here. Okay. So now let's go to check the possibility to reuse projects. So let's say that our project, which we have opened now, so this is the MBSE Automotive Conceptual and Logical Model. So this is our, let's say, high-level description, and now we will create the new project, which is talking about the and defining the solution, already architecture solution for the car dashboard. So showing how the battery is charging, showing the speed, etc. So all this information. And for that case, I will go to the projects, and I will add one more project, which is the car dashboard. So, and this project, so I will select the category. You see, I can select the category here. This project now is empty, and let's say that because I will describe the architecture, I will describe already the solution in my project, which has a name car dashboard. So I need the information from the conceptual and logical model, and in this case, what I will do, I just will reuse the project which is already created and which is existing. The same could be done, let's say, with your requirements engineers. They are, let's say, working with requirements, and then you want to reuse this requirements project in your solution project, where you describe your architecture and then create the traceability, so create references. So this is the way how it is working, and this is the strength also, because the main project can use a couple of other projects in order to reuse the information and in order to reference to this information. So how to reuse the project? There is a menu, project usages, use server project. When we select use server project, we can choose which server project to use, and we say that we use conceptual and logical model. If I click directly finish, so this project and this module will be read-only, and now I can create the other information and then connect to the elements from this project. By the way, you can see that I have added a project which has a version number 11. There is also possibility to say that no, I don't want the version number 11. I don't want the latest version. Let's say I want the version which is approved. So it has the tags. Like in this case, I will show you the project history, and then you will see what I have in mind. So from the context menu, right click, or from the menu upper, there are the icons. You can select the project history, and in the project history you can see all the versions of this specific project, also the who has committed that version, when, and of course the comments. And for example, in this case, so for the version number 5, we have also tags. So it is possible to add the tag for specific version, saying that, okay, so I want to highlight this version. Let's say this is my alpha version now, and then I'm creating like a public release. And in this case, so you can say for the specific project, I want to use, let's say, this specific stick, as we call sticky version number 5. So how it is working? It is working in that way that from the project usages, you say that, so there is a current required version. Of course, now as a user, I don't have the possibilities, but just let me check. So you can select, oh yeah, it's working good. So you can select the version which you want to use in the specific project, okay? So, and in this case, so you can say, okay, I want to use version number 5. And that means, so every time when this MBSE automotive conceptual and logical model is updated in your project, which is a car dashboard, you will get always this version number 5. And later on, you can stick to another public version, etc. Okay, good. So that's all about the Teamwork server. And just before that, I want to show one more possibility in the project history, that you can have also the branches. And like, for example, here we have a branch which is made at version number 9. That means the all information which was in the baseline, the number 9, so it was in a branch also. But here the versions of a branch like number 2, number 3, so we have already the different changes. And in this case, I have created, for example, that let's say so that we have some reviews, and after review, after a couple iterations, we made some changes, and then we prepare for merge, and then we can merge to the baseline all the changes. So that is how we can work with branches, and the branches are displayed here. Also, you can see the information, and you can see which branch you are using. Okay, so reusing project we have covered as well, and now I will go. Yeah, let me commit to the new server, to a new server project. Let's commit this new version. Okay, new module, edit, commit, and let's go to the project usage map. So project usage map. In the project usage map, what we can see, we can have two different views. So it's all projects view and also the individual project view. And this project usage map is showing us how the projects are, how they are connected with each other. So what kind of dependencies we have. Like in our case, let's say that so we have this logical model, and we can see so where this logical model is used in the other projects, and this we will do in the demo also. And of course, there is a way to see the individual project view, where you can select only one project and see so what dependencies it has. The project usage map was created in order to solve also the problems like a cyclic dependencies, inconsistencies, etc. But about that, so there is also the separate white paper, and you can get some more information. Okay, so let me let me go to the project usage map, and I will show you the menu where you can access the project usage map. So it's the same from Collaborate, and you can select the all projects. And what project usage map is doing is collecting the whole information about the project. So let me zoom. We have a couple of projects, and if we focus on the MBSE automotive conceptual and logical model, which we reused already in our example also, we can see so various model is used. We can see the version also, who has committed, who was the latest committer, and also we can see in which projects it is mounted. So in the green, we can see which projects are using that one. And if we go directly to the, it's double clicking to the specific project, so we can see that this project is not using any of our projects. And in the car brake demo, let's say, so this one is using MBSE, the conceptual, this logical model. So, and in this case, so you can work with a project usage map. So for analyzing the dependencies of a project. Also, there is a possibility to get the image of this map, and also you can export to the model information about the projects. Okay, let me switch off this one, and let's go to the next step, which is quite interesting. As I said, let's say working with our clients, we see that we really need, as we always asking, so how to see the delta version of a project, and for that case, so we had already the compare functionality, but the visual compare was not so efficient actually. And what we did for the new version, for 18.2, we have redesigned and created a new compare for the visual compare for the diagrams, and also we have created the changes report. So now, since the version 18.2, you can have the visual compare, seeing what was changed exactly in the diagram or in the specific element visually, and also you can generate even the report for that changes. So for this case, I will show you how to compare two different versions of the same project. So the quickest way, which I'm using usually, is you go to the project history and then say, okay, so I want to select the two versions which I want to compare. So, and in this case, I'm selecting these two versions. This is version number 9 was made by Jason, and then version number 10 was made by me. I see that Jason added comment that it was this version before review, and I have added some information. Let's check the whole comment. So you can click on the properties, added information related to the battery charging. So that means it should be some information added into a project also. So with the control key, so I'm selecting two versions, and then I can click compare, which is directly calling the compare functionality. Of course, maybe some of you knows the compare functionality, which you can access through analyze. It is also the same. Just here you don't need to select a specific version. Here just you select from this project what you want to compare. There is possibility to also compare the local projects, or you can mix. Let's say you have a local project and then you want to compare to the Teamwork server project. So then it's a way how you can also see what kind of changes were made already in the Teamwork server, let's say, while you were working with your local project. How compare is working? So it's every element, of course, it has their own ID, and of course it is checking so of these IDs, the elements of these IDs are existing, and then comparing these elements. The compare is working in that way that it's opening the two projects, And as you can see, so this project is bigger one, and this is the reason why it was working longer. So what we're getting as a result is the difference viewer. When we can see there is the overview, the 15 elements, so 15 information elements were added, 3 deleted, and 55 modified. So there is a browser where you can check what was done. And so let's see, like for example, so we have added new diagram. There is a diagram which was modified, you see in the blue color. There is also, if I select it is a documentation for the activity, I can see at the bottom, I can see the property, so it's body, and it is showing that this text was modified. When I double click the text, it is showing us also what exactly text was modified, comparing two versions. So here we can see the red color is showing that we have removed, in a new version, we have removed the word, and then the green one is showing that we have inserted some text. So this is the comparer viewer for the text. And now let's open the double click on the diagram, and let's see how diagram has changed comparing these two versions. And here we can see in the colors, we can see so what happened actually. The blue color is showing that the information was modified. Then the red one, of course, it's removed, and then green one added. Comparing the base version, here's now base version, which was the older one, the version number 9, and then compared version is version number 10. So we have implemented one nice slider where you can see. So when you're sliding this slider, you can see what was changed. That means so in the base in the base version, the activity final existed, but we didn't have some actions. And in the compared version, we see what's happened. And of course, you can unselect some specific, let's say, changes which are not interesting for you for this analysis. And the flags, they are showing the changes in the model. So if we unselect, here are the changes in the diagram. So that means so visual changes, and the flags are showing the changes in the model. Like if we select here, so it's showing that some control flows were added for the join node. Of course, this is just one analysis view, but we can click to select, we can select the full report. Let's see, I will just rewrite this. We can generate the report for our changes. And then the report is showing us, for us, changes, summarized changes, which you can, let's say, which you can add to your documentation system, document management system, etc. for your project. And here what we have, so we have some introduction, just a description, then there are diagram differences, and then model differences. So what is displaying here, so the most interesting, of course, is first of all the overview. What was changed. So in the base project, which is version number 9, and here is version number 10, you see that the overall number of elements and diagrams, and then we can see the overall changes. So 73 changes made, and then changes in the diagram, 18 changes. So we have added one diagram, there was one diagram modified, and then moved symbols, etc. And then of course, so there are the diagram differences list and model differences. So what was changed in the model? Some added information, deleted information, like a control flow, for example, etc. So you can test this this compare functionality by yourself or by your own also. Good. Okay, that's all about the compare functionality. And now let me switch to the next part, and here's about the publishing and review environment. The idea is that when you are working as a modeler, so model creator, actually you need to get the feedback from your colleagues, or even you have some formal reviews, or you want to share entire organization some information. And this is the reason why we have now implemented the Cameo Collaborator, which is based on the idea that publish your project and get feedback on this project. Make changes, again publish, get feedback, make changes. So you can iteratively improve your project, improve your model. And for this case, we have the Cameo Collaborator, which is actually is presented in details, is presented in the separate webinar. So the webinar link will be provided also. But just I want to give just very short idea for you, so how to utilize that. Okay, so you what you do so is you have your model, your project created already. You publish that to Cameo Collaborator. And then in the Cameo Collaborator, the other people, so who are not using the Cameo systems modeler or let's say Magic Draw, so we just have a browser, so we connect to this browser. We can review the project which you created, so we can review the diagrams, add comments, etc. And then again, so you getting the feedback, react on this feedback, again making some changes in the project, and then you can share the project again to your reviewers or to your colleagues. How this looks from the architecture perspective, so you have a Magic Draw, there is your project model, and here's a Cameo Collaborator publisher, there is a plugin, no cost plugin, and then you publish that project to the Cameo Collaborator. Cameo Collaborator is already the server, so there's an environment where you can publish the projects and also where you can get the feedback. As the example, there is like a graphical comments possibilities. There are also the textual comments possibilities. So this functionality I will show you very quick in my project. So here is an environment for the Cameo Collaborator, and here we have 3 projects already published, and one of them is this MBSE automotive conceptual logical model, which I think I have opened it like here. So here we have the web-based functionality provided by the collaborator. And in this case, so we have the diagrams, we have the possibility to browse in the containment tree, so navigation. Then we can have also possibility to add comments. Or to find, let's say, the project, which is our, let's say, break with generator diagram. Yeah, there is an activity diagram, and then we want to say that, okay, so you need to get some information here, so we can first of all review this information, and then we can give a feedback as well. But of course it depends if you have permissions or not. For example, with this user, I'm not able to do that. Yeah. So if I connect with other users, like with my one, so there is a dashboard with the project which I have, and then let's say one of the projects which are opening is actually dedicated for the MBSE example, and then I can add comments saying that, okay, add some more use cases, let's say, like adding comment, add more use cases. So it's just an example, but this information, so the comments are added, then again you can review the list of comments, you can reply, you can resolve them, etc. And after that, so you can also work iteratively, so collect the feedback and again publish the project to the other, publish the new version. So the Cameo Collaborator is available also for free. Some some functionality is disabled, like commenting functionality, but you can test that as well. Okay, and the last point is about the new generation teamwork server. It's just a quick overview because so it's the new one server on which we were working already, and it is released the first versions. Of course, we are focusing on the next long-term release, version 19, and at the moment, so we have a vision which we want to present for you also, and if you are interested, so you can give us also the feedback, and then maybe we can organize a webinar dedicated only for this Cameo Enterprise Data Warehouse, the new generation teamwork server. So the idea, just very common word, is that the idea of this Cameo Enterprise Data Warehouse is that we bring possibility to work with really large models. So first of all, so that server is already high available, the scalable. It is based on NoSQL database, then which you can create even you can create in the clustered environment, so you can add additional nodes to the clusters, etc. The controlled access is going through the roles, so the different roles, and of course the main tool for working with this server is a Magic Draw or Cameo Systems Modelers or the other our tools, but we are working on the APIs where you would able to create your own lightweight model editors, and also the Cameo Collaborator is going to that way that in the future probably, so you will be able also to make some changes on the web. And there is an idea that the server actually is first thing is a faster, is a scalable, and it has a high availability comparing to the teamwork server. If you met some problems with the teamwork server already, so you will see the differences. And let me choose. Let me switch to our slide, which is just here saying again about what I mentioned about this working with large models, scalable functionality, etc. But one thing is what I wanted to share with you is the performance graphs, which were done with our team, and you can see that the red color is showing the times for the teamwork server. So in the local network, that means in the really fast network, and the blue color is showing the times for the new server, so Cameo Enterprise Data Warehouse. And as you can see, so the biggest difference is actually committing the updates, because the teamwork server updates, they were committed to like a file base, so that means the whole project should be committed. And in the new server, so we are committing only the changes. So as it called, we sending the delta changes only to the server, and this is really big improvement on the performance case. If I switch to the slow networks situation, then you have a remote environment, so the servers are somewhere in let's say not so fast network. We met such situations with the clients as well, and then you would really see the difference, the huge difference, especially when you are committing like small changes or committing a little bit bigger changes to the teamwork server. But that's not all. So it's coming also with the new functionality, and let's say it's opening possibilities to work with the models, not only in our environment, but also creating your own, let's say, web-based application, which is creating the requirements, just creating a simple list of requirements, let's say, and users, we cannot recognize that it's based on the Magic Draw, let's say, solution. Just we are creating on the website, but this information is stored in our new server, and it is accessible also for our engineers who are working already with the architecture, who are tracing that their architecture with requirements, etc. And looking to the new version, so it's 18.2 now is already released. It has also the LDAP authentication. There are already all the functionality like in the Teamwork server. But we are looking forward to the new versions, and one of them is really very important. So this element level history browser also, like taking one specific block or one class and saying, okay, so what kind of versions it has, what was changed, etc. And then also the of course the scalability, performance improvements on which we are working, and the server-side plugin infrastructure, which is as I mentioned, so opening possibilities to create, to connect with your own applications. And to the future, looking to the future, so next long-term release, we are looking for the server-side plugins also, like creating the validation metrics, suites, creating reports on the server, etc. So that's the future to which we are looking forward. Okay, so thank you actually for your attention and for your time which you invested. And Renata, do we have any questions?
Yes, thank you, Rokas. And now let's switch to the question and answer session. We have a few questions already. Is it possible to create custom portals? And what are the possibilities in Cameo Collaborator?
Okay, so yeah, I didn't, as I mentioned, so the Cameo Collaborator is presented in another webinar also. I didn't mention all the functionalities, let's say, from that side. But one of the really big advantages is that with Cameo Collaborator, you will be able to create the portals which will look like you want. I mean, not only from the coloring perspective, like bringing your own blue, green, or red color to the portal, but also creating your own views, like saying that, okay, I want to have the view which I select and where are displayed all the requirements, the other view which is displaying all the blocks, so specific blocks presenting the system context, etc. Or I want to have the view which is presenting all the elements for metrics, let's say. And the other case is that when you select the element, let's say the block or activity in the navigation tree, so there are information displayed also. This information is you will be able also to customize in your own way what kind of information you want to see when you select, let's say, requirement. Maybe you will select a requirement and then you will see the list of components, blocks, classes, etc. So whatever information you connect with them, you will see that in one place.
Thank you, Rokas. Will the new server support the OSLC standard?
Yeah, so thanks for the question. That's also under the discussion with the product teams, and of course, so there are possibilities to support that, as I mentioned, for this API to access and update models. But I don't know exactly the plans which are currently, so for in which version we are planning to support that.
Thank you. The asker asks, at the Magic Draw World Conference this year, there was a new server slideshow talking about the performance increase for a SysML project. Has there been any statistics like that done for a UPDM project?
Yeah, actually the statistics which I have shared that, so it's this is from our let's see the large projects which we are using for the testing. But I can ask our team, so if we have any statistics on the project which you mentioned, so on the SysML project. So I hope so we will be able to provide for you some information in the email.
Thank you, Marcus. Can we compare different versions of a specific diagram?
Okay, so yeah, that's a good question, because I have seen a lot of let's say, a lot of questions from that point of view when I was working with the clients on workshops or during the trainings, because they usually want to not to compare the whole project. We want to say, okay, so this is diagram describing how we are working in let's say car braking system, and what is the workflow, etc. And then I want to compare so with the older versions, but just this specific diagram. Now at the moment the answer is no, we cannot compare the only one diagram specific. But as I mentioned, so for the new server, Cameo Enterprise Data Warehouse, we are working on the element level history, and that means so it will give us functionality. It will give us opportunities to implement such capability, like compare the specific diagram.
Thank you. I'm afraid our time is up. And if there's anything we didn't cover today, please do not hesitate to contact us at mbsc@nomagic.com with your questions at any time. And we appreciate your feedback and consider it when improving our webinars. Thank you again for your participation, and we hope to meet you again in the coming webinars.
Okay, thank you for everyone really for investing your time, and so as Renata mentioned, so please write to email also mbsc@nomagic.com, and let's keep in touch. So, and you will be informed also about the new webinars. Okay, thank you, and have a nice day and have a nice evening also. Bye bye.